YouTube, how is everyone doing today on this Thursday? Right? Thursday? I don't even know what day it is anymore.
Yep.
Something like
Thursday,
that.
January 7th.
Let's go. Welcome back to episode 18 of the Caged Lions podcast. I'm Michael and I've got the beard, and that is Benny. He's got the hat. And today we are bringing you a bunch of news around the sports and gaming worlds. But first, I gotta ask Benny, how are we doing today?
Pretty good, man. A bunch of the homies are starting to leave for college, so that's sad, but at the same time, it looks like we're gonna be able to do that soon too, so it's less sad than it was last time.
True.
And I don't know, just looking forward to playoff football. That's about it. What about you? How are we doing?
I'm chilling, dude. Not really up to much. I think I'm feeling the same way. I'm ready for playoff football. I actually don't know when a lot of my friends are leaving for school. One of my friends also goes to school like the town over from me, so it's
Okay.
like it literally like he's like 7 minutes away from my house.
Yeah.
So yeah, but got the move-in day and
Sweet.
move-in time today from school, so
Yee yee.
the preparation officially begins.
Let's
We're now
go.
in
Good
crunch
stuff.
time, so I'm super excited for that. By the way,
Me too.
that's like that's huge. Because they initially had us make our move-in reservation, but now they're like, we're gonna do it for you, and
Yeah.
now you can actually do it. So
It's
I don't
exciting.
know,
Exciting stuff. Big things.
big things indeed. So today I want
Yeah.
to hit on a lot of football. We're really gonna dive in today on the wild card weekend, coming up starting this Saturday in the NFL. We got some
Yeah.
really good matchups, and I really want to dive into some of them. We got a weird influx of MLB news coming in this week. So we want to touch on that because we didn't on Tuesday. And then we're going to talk a little bit around the other two leagues in the NHL and NBA because, as we found out, the NHL season starts in 6 days. And
Yeah,
we
I
just somehow didn't know that.
I fully assumed that we were gonna watch, like, opening week at school together. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but I thought it was, like, the 20th, like, that
I
week.
feel like they were saying that, right? Like, I feel
I
like they were saying it was like the 22nd was like the first game, and now it's like the
Yeah, now
13th.
they're switching it. I mean, the Capitals are having inter-squad scrimmages tonight, which is
I feel like other teams are having
something.
scrimmages too.
Yeah,
So yeah, we're gonna talk about the power rankings there. And then the NBA season is still in full swing, so we're gonna kick it there. And then we've got a couple little gaming things to talk on in the end. So
actually, do you wanna start with one gaming thing? We'll just talk about Twitch, like, dying, like, what the hell is going on right now?
yes, okay, that's actually perfect because so for anyone that doesn't know, we wanted to do this episode live. We actually want to do Tuesday's episode live. We just didn't have our shit together,
Yeah,
and
pretty
so
much.
so
We
we
had our
want
shit together today.
we had our shit together today. We were all ready to do it like 10 minutes late, and Twitch was dead. It's
Mhm.
gone down every single day, like around this time for the last like week and a half. What? It's owned by Amazon, right?
Yeah, it's, like, the biggest business in the world,
So it's got some good infrastructure. I
you'd
don't.
think. Twitch support tweeted out an hour ago, "We are investigating an issue causing various features on Twitch not to load. Stay tuned." And one of the top responses, "Will this happen virtually every day of 2021?"
Probably.
Another top comment, "Again?" Question mark. Another top comment, "I thought I was fucking banned." What the hell?
I mean, literally, like I went to my Twitch page and it was like the page you'd get if someone was banned, and
Mhm.
I was
They
like,
have a
oh,
time machine thing.
I was
You're
like,
like, "Uh-oh, scary."
did I fuck up? Oh shit! But then none of my followed people were able to be shown. It was the whole thing.
It was a
But
shit show. It is a shit show. It's currently going on. There's nothing's been resolved, and
Twitch
it
is one
seems
big
like it's
shit
gonna
show.
happen every day.
If Twitch wasn't such a money farm, I feel like everyone would leave.
I 100% agree.
Like I don't feel like people love being there. I think they do it because it's a good platform. Like it's a platform that makes it easy for them to be successful. And
Yeah,
obviously, I'm saying this relatively speaking, but
like if you have hundreds of thousands of followers.
right.
Yeah,
If you are a smaller streamer, it's very difficult.
Yeah, so that is why we are not doing this live right now. We're planning on it. We basically had everything set up, and then we're about to click the go live button. I always like to pull up my stream to see what it looks like before I click go live, and then I click go live and watch it. And I was trying to do that, and I was like, "Yo, like you seen this shit?" And he was like, "Yeah, like what's going on?" So
Yep, it just wasn't working.
it
So
wasn't our fault this time, which I'm proud of. We were right there.
we were. So we're gonna be planning on doing that next Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. So tune in, tune
Yes,
in, tune in.
yes,
We
yes,
will
yes.
get to that. So let's kick it to the wildcard weekend. We have 6 games to be played this weekend. I'm just gonna run the games down real quick, and then we're gonna talk about each one. So Saturday at 1 p.m. we have the 7-seeded Colts versus the 2-seeded Bills in the AFC. And then at 4, we have the number 6 seed Rams at the number 3 seed Seahawks. And then in the primetime window, we have the number 5 Bucks at the number 4 football team.
It's an interesting prime time game.
But I think it's going to deliver. We'll get to that.
I hope so. Yeah,
And then on Sunday at 1 o'clock, we have the number 5 seeded Ravens versus the 4 seeded Titans. I'm ready for
that's
Derrick
gonna
Henry to
be
make someone else a lead blocker.
Tractorcito. That's gonna be a really good game, I think.
Yep. And then in the 4 o'clock window, we have the number 7 Bears at number 2 Saints. And the number 6 Browns at number 3 Steelers. Prime
Prime
time
time,
Sunday night,
baby.
baby.
That's
Oh,
this
I
is
can't
gonna
wait.
be an electric weekend of football. You want to just go in order?
Yeah, we'll just
Saturday
run it
through
down.
Sunday. All
Yeah,
right,
so
so Colts Bills. I'm wearing a Colts hat right now. I do like the Colts. I love the state of Indiana. I love the city of Indianapolis. Go Bills.
roll
Go
Bills.
fucking Bills. Oh, 100%. I love
Roll
Josh
Bills
Allen.
Mafia.
Yep.
I think yeah. I have a lot of respect for the Colts. I didn't really think they were gonna be good this year.
I didn't
I
either.
didn't they were very slept on. Um but they came out and competed and got a playoff spot because the Dolphins don't know how to win a game.
Mhm.
But that being said, go Bills.
Holy shit.
What's up?
Pardon My Take posted a video of Josh Allen dancing, and I commented the people's MVP, got 95 likes, and Pardon My Take liked my comment.
Oh,
That's actually so hype. I think that might have
money
been Billy
moves.
Football.
Money moves, dude.
Hell yeah.
I had a tweet. It was like last week, and it was just some dude saying like that everyone was saying Apex sucked. And I was like, no, the game like feels good except for like one thing.
Yeah.
And it was like one gun. It's the Mastiff. Anyone who plays Apex listening to this podcast knows it needs some changing. But I mean the game honestly feels good. But I want to talk about that later. But yeah, it
But
got like 10,000 impressions, something like
sheesh.
it's through the roof.
That is wild. I remember you telling me it got like 3,000 at first. I didn't know it kept going up, man. That's hype.
Yeah. So let's keep talking Colts and Bills. I think that so the Colts defense is obviously something people are looking at. Their
Especially
offense is
their
not very explosive. Like they have a lot of weapons, but Philip Rivers is a little inconsistent. And I think the
extremely.
last time we saw Philip Rivers in the playoffs was against the 2017 Patriots or 2018 Patriots. They
It
got fucked up.
yeah, they
They
did.
got like 50 dropped on him.
Yeah. I mean,
He just didn't look good. I remember watching it and I was like, this game is over halfway through the second quarter.
yeah. Which you don't really see happen a lot, especially with playoff football. But I
Right.
think the Colts front four and their pass rush defense, their pass rush and their run stuff defense is going to be huge. Their secondary just isn't that great. Their defensive
No.
backs, their safeties aren't
Well,
that
I
good.
mean, that's where it's going to become a problem because Josh Allen has a cannon,
Yeah,
and Stephon
and
Diggs can catch anything within
he's
25
got
yards.
Stephon Diggs, one of the best route runners in the league. Cole Beasley, who's a fucking tiny speed demon. Love to see it. But yeah, the Bills aren't like a huge rush dominant team. I mean, Devin Singletary is a good running back,
He's good and
but
reliable.
yeah, they've been an air raid offense, and that's something the Colts have struggled against. And the Bills' defense is nothing to turn your nose up at either.
No.
I think it's like it's not a top like 5 defense in the league, but
Maybe
they
top
they
10.
can get the job done. I think it's top 10 defense in the league, and
Yeah,
against a struggling Colts offense, I mean, their O-line is pretty good. Their run game can be dominant, but Phil Rivers is just, like, not quick enough making these passes, you know what I mean?
right. And he
'Cause
and like
he
I said,
can't
he's
move either. He's like Tom
no
Brady minus the pinpoint quick little passes.
minus the brain, right? He he's had his seasons where he just throws for like 6,000 yards. Like he's had with the Chargers, he's had like really nice years.
Yeah, I think he's
Um,
probably gonna go to the Hall of Fame.
the that's a hot take.
I think Phil Rivers is gonna go to the Hall of Fame.
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he was a great quarterback, but not a Hall of Famer. I think you need to win a Super Bowl to be in the Hall. I think that's like a requirement. And don't
Really?
fucking tell me Eli Manning can go to the Hall of Fame. He has a 500 win record.
I
He can
think
go
Eli
fuck
Manning's
himself.
probably gonna end up going to the Hall of Fame.
He's gonna end up going to Hall of Fame because the NFL loves the Manning family.
Yeah.
And that's I
But
mean, he's a great
to
guy.
be fair,
Don't get me wrong. He's a great guy. He won Walter Payton Man of the Year. Like he's an incredible person, but on the field, he didn't have the pure skill to get into the Hall of Fame, in my
I
opinion.
mean, to be fair, if Eli Manning didn't exist, I think we would have at least 2 more Super Bowls. So, like,
Mhm.
I mean, that's, like, kinda something,
Tom Brady
but
has lost in the Super Bowl to Eli Manning and Nick Foles.
yeah,
Like,
yikes.
and we just purely lost the Eagles. The Eagles were too good to be stopped in 2017, but the Giants won both times on two miracles.
Yeah,
And if Wes
that's
Welker catches that pass, we win at least one of those against the Giants. So
I'd rather have okay, would you rather have won both of those 2 Super Bowls or 28 to 3? You can only have one
oh,
or the other. You
28
can
to
have
3.
yeah, yeah,
We broke the Falcons franchise.
yeah, that was
That
awesome.
franchise is in shambles now because we broke them. We broke Dan Quinn. He's never going to have a job again because we literally disabled his brain.
RIP. That sucks. But yeah, so I think do we both have the Bills coming out of this one pretty handedly?
Yeah. I think I got the Bills by at least 10.
Yeah, I think that's a good take.
It'll be a good game to watch. It'll be a fun game to watch, but I think the Bills come away with it, especially in the second half.
Yeah, I think it is a fantastic game to kick off the playoffs with.
Oh, absolutely. It's a great, and I think that's why they put it on.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, 7-2, like the 7 seed versus 2 seed doesn't look like good, but I mean, it's not nothing to.
The Okay, so you compare the Colts 7 seed to the Bears 7 seed. The Colts are a really good football team, and
Yeah,
so much of the league this year has been so competitive. That's why even though the Patriots aren't in it, I'm really excited for this playoffs. I think it's gonna be electric.
yeah,
But yeah,
absolutely. I mean, only
so
four playoff spots were like all three wild card spots were like wide open
yeah,
on,
there
and it was something like if the Brown, like
the
I think
doomsday scenario.
yeah, it was something crazy, but like the Brown, like I think the Ravens, no, it was like last week in week 16, if the Steelers won or if the Steelers lost like this, then lost this week too, like then the Browns like could have taken the AFC North, but
That almost happened.
almost happened. But I don't know how the Browns are or like below the Ravens. Maybe a head to head.
Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't
I
the
don't
Browns
think
beat
the
the
Ravens
Ravens
are a
though?
very good 5 seed. What were you saying?
Didn't the Browns beat the Ravens once though? So it must
No,
have
they
come down to score
lost.
different. Oh,
It
they
was
lost
it was
both.
down. Remember, it was like the 50-yard Justin Tucker
Oh my God, yeah, I remember. Okay,
heartbreaking game. That was a really good game too.
that
But
was a
yeah,
really
okay,
good game.
so first game, Bills by 10. It'll be a
Oh,
close
that
first
was the
half.
Lamar poop game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be a close first half. Bills in the second half. Third, fourth quarter especially gonna probably pull away with it.
Yep, I agree.
All right. So moving on to Rams at Seahawks. This this could be an upset.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna put never mind. Okay, I'm gonna put my Saturday upset alert on this game
I
because
think I agree here too.
the Seahawks defense, one of the worst in the league. Seahawks offense,
Their
the
pass
past
defense.
like
Their
the
pass
past
defense.
Yeah, their pass defense terrible. Rush defense, like okay. Um, and their offense these past like 7, 6, 5 weeks been terrible.
Not
Like
good.
Russell Wilson was like a heavy MVP candidate going into like week 5, week 6,
And now he's like the number
and now
4.
he's not even in the conversation. Like
Right.
like top 3, he's not even in the conversation. I would put
Right.
Derrick Henry above him for MVP personally.
Derrick Henry should be winning Offensive Player of the Year this year, but Travis
Yeah,
Kelce's gonna win it because he was like the number 2 receiving leader this year,
which is wild.
behind my boy Stephon Diggs. That's crazy. I had Travis Kelce, Stephon Diggs, and Derrick Henry all on my fantasy team,
That's ridiculous.
and I went 8-5.
I went 4-9 and clean swept the losers bracket.
I lost in the losers bracket because Alvin Kamara dropped 56.
Yeah, I was in 2 championships in other leagues, like not money leagues, just fun leagues, and I lost to both because of Alvin Kamara.
Unlucky. Yeah, it was ridiculous. What raises me is how both of your opposing teams had Alvin Kamara. Like you would think one of them like lost out like the previous week or something.
You know, 2 Alvin Kamara teams, which
That's
was
unlucky.
brutal.
My team popped off too. Like if Alvin Kamara doesn't drop 56 points, I win by 30.
Yeah,
Like the rest of his team freaking stunk. They scored like 70 combined points.
he should have had 7 touchdowns too. Is I don't know, man.
I don't know.
So
I was over it.
I think the Rams can win this game.
I think it's a very winnable game for the Rams too. The Seahawks have been really like struggling lately.
Yeah.
And Pete Carroll crunch time playoff decisions. That would be ring number 4 for New England. So, and they haven't really made any noise
No,
since.
they haven't. I mean, like their offense can be electric. Just Russell Wilson throwing deep balls to DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett like burning some guys with some crazy route running. But the Rams, I feel like, are just a more put together team. Crazy good defense,
Sean
really
McVay.
good
Sean
defense.
McVay is an incredible coach.
Yeah, I'm loving the young head coach, the new era, like young, like Vrabel, McVay. I think it's really cool to see young guys.
Yeah, I think that Sean McVay. I think is the kind of coach that is definitely a more playoff minded coach. That get him to the playoffs and he's gonna do great things.
Yeah,
I mean, he kept it really close with the Patriots in 2018. We were just like couldn't be stopped that year.
yeah, and I think this year they have an even better team. To be honest, I think they added some pieces that they need. They kept what they had. That was really good. Um, Robert Woods, Cooper Cup, Jared
Yeah.
Goff, who I think is an underrated quarterback. I think he's in the top 50% quarterbacks in the league easily.
A lot of people go back and forth on Jared Goff. A lot of Rams fans do not like him. I don't
Really?
hate him. I mean, he's not like a fun guy, but
No.
he's not Kawhi Leonard fun guy. But I mean, he's not bad. Like I would take him.
There's one thing that I have realized after losing Tom Brady. When Tom Brady would do a 3-step drop and throw a pass, I assumed it was going to be completed.
Me too.
Watching other quarterbacks play football, you see him drop back, and I assume it's going to be incomplete. It's insane. It's like watching a whole different game. Like I noticed that so many times this year watching because I watched so much football. There's fucking nothing else to do.
Right.
Like 90% of the quarterbacks in the league, you see him drop back and go for a pass, and you like get that like feeling in your chest. You're like, like is it gonna be a pick? Is it gonna be incomplete? What's gonna happen? But like with Tom Brady, I never felt that, and it's a weird feeling to
I was
have.
like,
Let
as
me
soon
tell
as he
you.
took a 3-step drop, I was like, all right, 8 yards. Here we go.
Yeah, exactly. It was, but this game, I don't know. I can see it going either way. If the Seahawks offense has it figured out, and their defense comes to play at least a little bit, then I think they can win the game. But I I think it's more likely that the Rams just they're a more put together team. They play a more complete game, and I think that they're probably more likely to come out of this one with a dub.
I think you're right. I have the Rams by 3 or by 4. I have
Yeah,
them like one possession, but I like the Rams in this.
me too.
Incoming Seahawks beat them 56-4.
Which after we say that probably will happen. But
But I have the Rams winning this.
yeah, cool.
And then in the primetime slot, Saturday night, holy shit,
Bucks
we've got
football team.
the Tom Brady led stacked offense, Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the
The,
Washington football team,
the Chase Young led
the Chase Young
Washington
led
football
Washington
team.
football team.
Dude, if Alex Smith comes back from an injury that would have ended almost any other man's career and beats Tom Brady with the best offense in the history on paper, one of the best offenses in the history of football. Oh my gosh. They're seated higher than them. Is it really an upset if the Bucks win? Like that's why I
No,
put my
it's
upset
not.
alert on the
There's
Rams.
no, it's not an upset if the Bucks beat the football team because the football team shouldn't be in the playoffs. But
And they're
here we
seated number
are.
4.
So,
They're seated higher than the Rams.
oh no. They're seated higher than the Rams, Bucks, and Bears.
That is insane. And the Colts.
Yeah.
But dude, I honestly could see the football. I don't think they will, but there are scenarios when the football team pulls out a dub.
It's like the what's it in Infinity War where it's like there are like 1,600,000
Yeah.
possible scenarios. How
Oh
many
my
do we win?
gosh.
One. It's
Yeah.
like, wow. So you're telling me there's a chance? Like, I can see Ron Rivera coaching this team to the victory because Bruce Arians like has
He
made some
doesn't
really questionable decisions that haven't paid off this
he
season.
doesn't know how to coach Tom Brady.
Tom Brady coaches that team.
Yeah. He should.
It's the
Bruce Arians should
LeBron,
let him.
right? It's the LeBron GM thing in
Mhm.
football.
Yep. I agree.
But
Yeah,
I don't
I don't
know.
want to say shit out of my ass for like content or for hot takes or whatever. The Bucks are going to win it. The
The
Bucks
Bucks are
should win this
absolutely
game.
winning this game.
Yeah. I kind of want them to because I like Tom Brady, but it would also be electric to see the Washington football team like win a playoff game. I'd also be okay with that. But if I had to put money on this, and that's what I probably should be saying, not for like the hot takes. I'm not trying to be Max Kellerman. I would say the Buccaneers are going to win this football game.
I take the Buccaneers by like 25 points. Like
I take them by like 17.
yeah, 17 is good. There's no chance the football team wins this game.
Are we going to be
I just
eating
don't
our
see it
words?
happening.
There have been so many times we've said shit like that. And it just,
Bro, incoming Colts win, Seahawks win, football team win, like
uh. But yeah, I mean, like there, you can't really say, do we want to come up with like a scenario where the football team could win?
no.
Like, no, it's a waste of everybody's time. You don't want to hear us talk about that. Like, being honest with you, not trying to bullshit like our viewers and have them believe we actually think these things. Like, no, we're gonna be
We would
straight up with
like the
you.
football team to win. We would
Yeah,
like to see the NFL explode, but
but it's probably not gonna happen.
I think if any NFC East team was going to beat the Bucks, it's the Giants.
Really?
If the Giants were able to get in, if the
Yeah, no,
Eagles
I
if
agree
the
with that.
Eagles didn't tank and the Giants got into the playoffs, the Giants would break Tom Brady once again.
I agree with you. I think that could, yeah,
You know what's crazy? The Giants are probably competitors this year if they have Saquon. They probably win the division.
yeah, that is wild. I completely forgot about that. I did take him second overall in one of my leagues. That didn't help me.
Me taking Derrick Henry 6th overall.
Sixth, bro. But yeah,
Which
so
I
Bucks
don't know
definitely should win that
how.
game.
Yeah, Bucks win. I don't know how Derrick Henry fell to number 6.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
Because I mean, it was CMC, Saquon, Delvin Cook. Who the fuck else? Because I know like the number 10 pick was Pat Mahomes,
That's yeah, and
which
then the
prompted
pick
me to
after
take
that was probably
Lamar.
Lamar. Yeah.
No, I was like the 4th or 5th pick in the second round, and I was like, "We're doing this. All right, we're doing this."
Yeah, exactly. I hate that. Like,
I didn't want to do it. I was like, "Now I'm gonna have to." And then I took James Conner in the third round, who was being
mhm,
consistent. But
yeah. All right. Sunday? Move on to
yeah,
Sunday?
give me Sundays 1 p.m.
Ravens at Titans. This this could be a close game.
This will be close
Um, no bullshit. Just gonna say it exactly what I think. I think the Titans are gonna win this game. I think they should win this game.
for sure.
I think Tannehill is
Tannehill's got his swagger
a
back.
really good quarterback. There are not many quarterbacks who in the second half of their career lead teams to playoffs after being like a backup. He has had the weirdest career, and it's happened at such a perfect time. Like it's I don't even know, like his receivers, decent receivers, one of the best running backs. Well, probably the best, definitely the best active running back in the league right in the playoffs right now. Derrick Henry could go down as one of the greatest running backs ever if he continues to have the type of career he's having. And they're playing a team who can't throw the ball. Like,
You're playing a power offense, and it took the NFL by storm last year because the NFL has really underwent a transition from a running to a passing kind of league. Your passing quarterbacks are going to do a lot better long term than your running quarterbacks, and maybe that's because of the physical aspect or whatever. But I mean, passing quarterbacks just do better in the NFL now.
yeah, I 100% agree.
And Lamar Jackson took the league by storm last year because the NFL was very used to having a pass forward quarterback,
Pocket
and he came
presence.
in and the Ravens came in and said, "Look, we're going to fuck shit up and we're going to be a power offense this year." And that
Yeah,
worked. That worked incredibly well. Didn't they go like 14-2 last year?
it was ridiculous. Yeah, Lamar Jackson was the MVP.
And then Derrick Henry turned Earl Thomas into a lead blocker and it was all done.
Yeah, pretty much. After booting us out of the wild card,
Hey man,
I that was kind of a Cinderella story, but looking back on it, like, why didn't everyone realize how good the Titans like actually could be and would be? Because they're the same thing this year, except everybody has the Ravens figured out.
right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it worked for 1 year, and then now everyone's like, okay, we're gonna stack the box
Yeah,
for run plays, and we know he's not a very good passing threat. So a
yeah,
lot of their designed pass plays are deeper routes, and when those routes aren't open because the receivers aren't a list. I mean, Mark Andrews is really good tight end, but when those receivers aren't open, or if they're playing a really good secondary team, Lamar just runs
yeah,
and gets 35 yards. I mean, he just scrambles.
yeah.
So I mean, I think this year they figured him out, and now they like snuck into the playoffs as a 5 seed. Yeah.
Mhm.
So the tit the
I think they'll
Titans
be a
are a
first round
lot
exit.
better than people think they are.
Yeah, I agree.
I definitely have the Titans winning this game, and I think by I want to say by like 14, 17 points.
I think this might be one of the bigger victory margins.
Yeah.
I think it will be. Besides the next game, Bears Saints.
I don't even have
I'm
that as
happy
a
they made
list.
it to the playoffs. Like I kind of want them to do well, but like luck of the draw, man. Saints are one of the best teams in the league right now.
The Saints, I would argue, are up there with the Chiefs in terms of being well-rounded.
I think it's Chiefs, Bills, Saints, Packers. I think the Bills can beat the Chiefs, maybe.
What makes me laugh, and we'll talk about this a little later, but the Packers have been a consistent good record team for as long as I can really remember. All of the 2010s, they were at least kind of sort of in the picture,
Yeah,
and they've won one Super Bowl with Rodgers. One.
that's wild. And Aaron Rodgers is
They
gonna go
have
down as
almost
one of like the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
they have one of the like they have like a Tom Brady level consistency quarterback in Aaron Rodgers.
And they have one of the best receivers in the league.
But why can't they do anything with it?
Their
Why
defense
why
is soft.
true. And
I
I
honestly think
think
that's
that's why
why.
they're not going to make it to the Super Bowl this year either.
Yeah.
Because defense wins championships. I'm telling you.
Mhm.
Patriots had the
That
number one ranked defense in 2018. The higher ranked defense has won like every single Super Bowl, I think, in the last like long period of time.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a thing. But it's crazy. It's wild.
Yeah. I mean, the Bears have one of the better defenses in the league, but their offense is just really they've started to figure it out on offense, I guess, but they're playing the Saints, who again, one of the best defenses in the league, and they also have an explosive offense.
That's the thing. The Bears defense I think slightly out edges the Saints, but the offensive differential
Yeah, the Saints blow them
is
out of the
super.
water offensively.
Yeah.
Because
It's
again,
just they're not a bad offense. They're good enough to be in the playoffs, but they can't keep up with an offense that is a 11-headed monster.
yeah. What what quarterback do you think should start? I
Mitch Trubisky, Nick Foles, Mitch Trubisky, no question.
no, on the Saints, on the Saints.
Oh, Drew Brees. I didn't even think this was a question.
Dude, I don't know.
You think they should start Taysom Hill? Are you out of
I
your
think they should
mind?
start Taysom Hill. Dude,
What?
when Drew Brees got injured, Taysom Hill, like, it's in my throat. I think he brought the team to another level. Drew
But
Brees' shoulder, man, he
it's gonna
can't
be the
throw
same
the football.
it's gonna be the same issue that's why they have Slant Daddy Michael Thomas.
I mean, that's fair.
But it's gonna be a situation the same as um fucking who is it? Lamar Jackson. They're gonna be
That's
good for
fair.
1 year, and then they're gonna be like, oh yeah, Taysom Hill coming on the scene, and then they're gonna he's gonna get figured out for the rest of his career next year.
Well, he's also already like 30 something. I think the Saints got to go all in this year because
Yeah, if the Saints are, I
Drew
mean, if the
Brees.
Saints are gonna win it all 1 year, it's gonna be this year. It
I
has to
mean,
be.
yeah, I think Michael Thomas is probably gone soon. I think he's kind of fed up with the Saints organization.
Which
Drew
is weird
Brees,
because Sean Payton's a fun coach.
yeah,
Like, I don't know.
I think Drew Brees is gonna retire soon. He's getting really old. He's broke like 700 million ribs. He broke more ribs than I thought you had. How he broke? What did he break? Like 12 ribs, right?
It
Wasn't
was a
it?
lot. It was a lot.
Yeah, I thought you had like 10 ribs, but he broke more than I thought you had. I was wrong. You have more than 10 ribs. But yeah, I don't know. I like what Taysom Hill's done to the Saints, and I just think Drew Brees. If this was next year, if Drew Brees had another year on him, I think it's no question you start Taysom because his accuracy and power is already dwindling. He can't really throw a deep ball. Also, I just think it'd be fun to switch it up, but
I don't
they'll
think the
probably
playoffs is a good time to switch it up.
no, probably not. But I do like when teams play two quarterbacks. I think it's fun. Another example of that would be the Colts, but that's only when they put in Jacoby Brissett if there's going to be any chance that they're going to have to go for a scramble because Phil Rivers can't move. They literally bring him in for like designed quarterback runs and Hail Marys, and that's it. So like you see him, you see Jacoby Brissett come on, you're like, is it like 4th and 1? Are they gonna do like a QB draw, QB power, or is it like are they down 4 at the 50-yard line? Like, what are they gonna do? It's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know. The Saints really, if they're gonna go on, it has to be this year. I agree
Yeah,
with that. But I think until he retires, Drew Brees your guy. And
yeah,
I think this might be his last year. This could be it. If they win it all, he's gonna ride off into the sunset. He's gonna do what Peyton Manning did and recognize, Peyton Manning threw for like 50 yards in his Super Bowl that he won. But
yeah.
he got carried by Von Miller in the Broncos defense in
Which was
2015. But
ridiculous.
I just the Saints I think should keep Drew Brees in right now. Because he's back to full health. He's starting again. Um, but he also has the playoff experience.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think you got to keep Taysom Hill as that dual threat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like keep that two-headed monster and just
Which
be
I hope they
ready to
use
like
it.
keep
I hope
using
they
it.
use the
I mean,
two-headed
they're
monster
going
because
to. They have to.
it's fun and it's fresh. But
Yeah.
yes, I think Saints are gonna come out with a dub.
At
Sorry,
least two
Bears fans.
possessions.
I'd rather you win, but again, I'm not gonna try to just spew hot takes for content yet.
Yeah, we're not at that
Eventually,
point.
yeah, eventually, definitely, but
Eventually, you
not
might
yet.
just see us be like, yeah, fuck it, like Williams for the Constructors Championship next year. F1. Worst team.
Yeah, I got that reference. I got some of it. When you said constructors, I was like, constructors, like building stuff, and I was like, nah, that's F1.
And I think we obviously saved the best for last year.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
I think this. I agree.
Here's
This will probably be the
okay.
best game of the whole slate.
Here's what I think is what I want to happen versus what I think is going to happen right off the bat. So we have the Browns Steelers Sunday Night Football in prime time. What I want to happen is the Steelers just choke the game away and can't get it done, and the Browns outskill them. What's going to happen is the Steelers will probably beat the Browns by 20
I mean, the Browns
because
don't have their play caller.
they don't have their head coach, they don't have several other players. They were still virtual as of today. It's Thursday. They have a game on Sunday. I the Browns have the worst luck in the history of the NFL.
Yeah,
This
I
is
agree with that.
all-time bad luck thing. And
Why
I
can't you
I
just
don't
postpone the game till Tuesday? Like, or
you're gonna get all
actually,
your sponsorships in.
yeah,
Like,
the viewership will probably go up because it's like everybody's gonna be like, oh, there's no other football on. No, nothing else I want to watch. I want to watch that. But I think the thing is, the new COVID policy is like if you test positive, 10 days. You're like 10 days
yeah,
before you even have a chance of coming back. Which I like player
which isn't
safety. Don't
wrong, but at the same time, you can't. It's very very frustrating.
Yeah, like you think if Patrick Mahomes tested positive that they would make the Chiefs play?
Absolutely not. They postponed
Bullshit.
our game to Tuesday because a Chiefs quarterback and our quarterback tested positive. A
Yeah.
game where the Chiefs were playing, they postponed to Tuesday because they had a practice squad positive test, and we had our quarterback test positive. And they're like, "Oh, we want to make this game as good as we can." So
But they didn't wait for our quarterback to be ready. They just made sure that Patrick Mahomes wasn't a close contact.
yes, it
Way to protect the players.
only the players that make you the money. It's very sad.
It's a
But
business,
what I think is going to
unfortunately.
happen is vastly different from what I want to happen. Because we're big
Yeah,
Browns fans on this podcast. Huge Browns fans. You and I were going nuts when they won on Sunday.
it was electric.
But it's just I don't see them winning. Realistically, I don't see them winning.
Me neither. And it's sad.
That's
But
terrible.
it's definitely possible out of all the game, out of like it's more likely that they'll win. I think it's more likely that the Browns win than the Ravens win. I think it's more likely that the Browns win than the Bears win. I think it's more likely that the Browns win than the Colts win. I think it's more likely the Browns win the football team wins.
Yeah. I mean,
I
it's the
mean,
second most likely upset behind the Rams.
yeah,
I think
and we're not
that's
counting the Bucks as an upset.
no, it's
Even
not an upset.
Vegas, we're going by Vegas.
Yeah, it sucks. It's terrible that the Browns get into the offs for the first time since '02, and they instantly have to go up a team. I'm just hoping Juju dances this game.
That would be awesome if that happens.
That's what I'm hoping.
House the Browns, house them.
House the Browns. But
But yeah, great wild card weekend. I love the new wild card format. I hope they keep doing it. I think they will.
I
Yeah,
don't hate it either. I think it's good. I think an 8. I honestly think an 8 seed bracket would be sick.
that would be kind of sick.
Just
Like
like have the one
no
two
buys.
seeds. Yeah, no buys. Just have the 1-2 seeds get buys.
Okay, so
Oh
two
no no
teams
no.
get
Oh
buys.
wait. No, I like how the MLB did it.
Okay.
Just
Like
have
the
like a
play-in tournament?
yeah, the playing
That's
tournament,
cool.
or you can't do that with um
Yeah, then it would just be a
because you can
wild
only
card
play
kinda.
once a week. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
you just do all 8 teams play a wild card, and you go divisional conference Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good for the sport. I mean, because what is it? The Dodgers almost got bounced in the first round, right? There were a couple one seeds that like got pushed to the brink.
Yeah, I mean, the Dodge and then in the divisional series or whatever, when they played the Padres, they swept them, but, like, the games were close.
If Mookie Betts doesn't rob 7 home runs, the Padres make it a series.
So fucking bullshit.
If the Red
Not
Sox don't
it
trade
didn't
Mookie
even
Betts
happen
to the
once.
Dodgers, the Padres probably go to the World Series and win.
Yep.
Because the Red Sox still aren't contenders, even with Mookie Betts at that point. And then the Dodgers don't have Mookie Betts to rob the Padres. The Padres can easily beat the Braves. Man, it's a whole thing. I feel your pain as a Red Sox fan to the
Yeah,
Padres.
it was brutal. Who was the other guy? He looked high all the time. He was
Cody
the center.
Bellinger.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Dude, he would rob a home run and then, like, turn around and, like, start jogging back in. He'd be like, "Man, you smoking a joint out there in, like, in the outfield?" Fuck.
My man was packing a bull out in center.
Pissed me off. Did you have anything to say about Deshaun Watson rumors
Yeah.
before we move
Anyone that
on?
wants Deshaun Watson to the Patriots, fuck you.
Can you
Holy
elaborate?
shit. Like, what? The Patriots really don't have the draft capital.
Yeah,
We
no,
need
we don't.
I don't think people understand we need the fucking number 1 pick. I saw a take today that was like trade Josh McDaniels for Deshaun Watson. I'd be down.
Can you do that?
Yeah, you
Can you
can trade
trade
coaches.
staff?
Yeah. You can trade coaches contracts.
That's hilarious.
It never happens, but yeah.
That would be unreal. I would love Deshaun Watson, but it's just
He's
realistically not
Here's
in
the
the
thing.
cards.
He's expensive
Mhm.
and we need to draft a quarterback or sign Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
I would be more willing to sign Matt Stafford than Deshaun Watson. That's a scolding hot take.
I
Here's
kinda
okay.
like uh,
Hear me out here. The reason I say that is because we won't have to sacrifice anything for Matt Stafford. Deshaun
okay.
Watson has 1 year left on his contract. So if we
Mhm.
sign Deshaun Watson, we have to pay him next year's contract,
Hmm.
and then we have to re-sign him. And trading him is not going to be cheap. So we have to give up a ton of draft capital and probably Stephon Gilmore
For 1 year of a player.
for 1 year. And if he doesn't like it here, he's out.
Exactly. Yeah. And another
And then we
reason,
lost cap space, and we lost our best opportunity of the draft. Matt Stafford, sign the man.
yeah, and you get him out of Detroit for the first time in
He's
his career.
They're going to offer him money. If we offer him $100,000 more or a matching offer, he's probably going to come here because he has the greatest head coach of all time here.
Yeah.
He has an insane or not this year, a questionable offensive coordinator. And if we are able to get Matt Stafford before the draft, we're able to focus on wide receivers. I would be okay trading a first and a third for like the number 5 pick to take Devontae Smith.
Would too.
You know what I'm saying? Like we can build on this.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, we'd have to give up our first round pick. We probably have to give up Stephon Gilmore because the Patriots director of player personnel was just hired as the Texans GM. So I
Uh,
think that went down yesterday. So we're pretty much working like with our own internals. Bill Belichick working with someone he knows pretty well. It doesn't seem like it's gonna happen.
yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
No,
You know,
I
it'd be
think it's
cool.
just people bullshitting for, like,
Deshaun Watson's really talented, and he'd be fun to have. And he's
Yeah.
probably talent wise edges out Matt Stafford a little bit. But then again, Matt Stafford's had his career fucking wasted in Detroit. So we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Facts.
And I will nut if I see Matt Stafford in a Patriots uniform in real life. I will. I'm just gonna be like, oh, like
Pretty fire. That would be a sexy
I will
jersey.
probably buy a real one.
Oh, yeah. I would.
Like I will probably buy a legit one.
White or blue?
Stafford.
I take a white one.
I'd probably run with too.
That'd be so clean.
The blue ones are nice too. I'd actually probably buy like a red one, like the Pat Patriot one.
That would be unreal. All right, you want to move on to baseball?
Yeah. So we have a little bit going on around the MLB. Um, so we forgot to get to a couple things on Tuesday that we're gonna hit now. The MLB preseason rankings came out, and the Padres number 2. What the fuck are we even doing here?
Yeah, that's a bad
That is
take.
so bold. Like that's bold prediction on steroids. You just
It's
a-rodded bold predictions.
you're putting them in a terrible position too. Because what if they like start performing like a number 5 team, which I think is more accurate to like where they are now.
I think they're top 10. They're not number 2 right off the bat.
No.
And you probably shouldn't put them top 10 to start the season, if I'm going to be completely honest. Because they had one breakout year last year, and if they suck next year, then it's going to be
Everybody looks like
a
an
really
idiot.
bad look. And they're
Yeah.
not. Like, their pitching is insane. They're not going to be a bad team next year. But,
But the year after,
yeah, after Clevy
they're gonna
comes
be
back,
even better. Yeah.
I mean, they're set up for success.
Mhm.
But you just can't. You can't put them number 2 to start the season,
No.
I don't think.
And that's coming from like me. I wholeheartedly agree with that. And I'm like a Padres fan, so shit.
Shit, like, it's just you don't want to be put in a position where if you suck, if you underperform, you look like a huge clown to the rest of the league. Like, if you're
Yeah,
like, oh, they
a
ranked you
bad
number
look.
2 and you're second in your division, like you fucking suck. Like, obviously we know you're a top 10 team, but we shouldn't say that just yet. Like
Yeah.
that's what I love what the NBA did to the Celtics. They put us number 8. I think we're top 5.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
not saying
think
as a Celtics fan, I'm saying that as watching the Celtics for the last 5 years and seeing what we can do. And
yeah.
people aren't realizing Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum are insanely good at basketball.
I think the Padres should have been put at like 10 or 9
I would
because
say I was gonna say 12, but
they
and I
made the
don't know who's above
playoffs.
them, but
They made the playoffs. They had a really good record. And they improved upon the roster that they had. But putting them at number 2 is just, like, ridiculous. And I don't know.
that
This wasn't some Fox News
this
person
is
who's,
the
like, typing an
MLB.
article. This was the MLB official power rankings.
So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, but
I mean, I'd be okay
this
with
could be
it
like a
if it
Brooklyn Nets
happens.
thing, where they just effortlessly win baseball games and
Yeah.
they're just as good as everyone says they are,
I hope that's the case.
or it turns into a Celtics Kyrie situation where he just kind of underperforms.
Yeah.
So I really hope the best for the Padres, honestly, because the Red Sox. I mean, in the time the Padres are good, the Red Sox ain't. So
Yep.
I mean,
Pretty
2 to
much.
3 years is the timeline for the Red Sox to be competitors again.
Yeah.
So all aboard the Padres train until then.
I mean, speaking of the Red Sox, it seems like they're making, like, moves that we kinda wanted, which basically was just like bullpen depth
Pitching.
and starting at the bottom in the minor leagues, which is what they're doing, is gonna the trickle up effect is their pitching rotations are gonna get stronger in the minors, and they're gonna get stronger in like the farm league, and then they're gonna get stronger in the majors. It's just how it works, and so
Right. I
they're
mean, our farm was depleted because Dave Dombrowski, our last GM, his philosophy, he did this to the Tigers too. When we played the Tigers in like 12 and 13, he did the exact same thing to them. He depletes the farm, he trades all their prospects away for success at the major league level. If you asked him what a farm was, he'd be like, I don't fucking know. Some teenagers I can send off to go win a championship.
yeah,
That's his philosophy. And it worked for us in 2018. We traded for Chris Sale in 2017, and then in 2018 he came out and fucked everyone.
yeah, pretty
And we,
much.
and we it was a great decision.
Yeah,
But at the same time, now we suck
yeah. Now we're
because
we're
Chris
paying the
Sale's
price for
injured.
that championship.
Chris Sale's injured, and we're just overlooking the whole Mookie Betts thing at this point because we know what happened. The ownership sucks.
I don't want. It's like talking about Tom Brady at this point.
Yeah.
Like it.
It's just old. It happened. Whatever. We just have to kind of eat it. We lost a generational talent in his prime.
Yep.
Good on you, Red Sox. You don't have to pay $20 million in luxury tax. But Heim Bloom, we brought Heim Bloom in to reverse that process, to give us a strong baseball team that doesn't have to go above the luxury tax.
Yeah.
Because the Red Sox philosophy, as long as I've watched them, is throw money at your problems. And apparently, when it came time to sign a generational talent, we didn't want to do that.
They're like, oh, well, let's try a different approach this time.
So, I mean, but the Red Sox have always been like, suck, 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 championship. Suck,
Yeah.
suck, championship.
Out
So,
of the blue.
if I have to wait a couple years to just be a stupid good baseball team, I'm okay with that.
And in the meantime,
If
we
I
can
get a
root for the Padres.
consistent duck boat every like 3-4 years, I'm good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Pretty much. Just root for the Padres in the meantime.
Yeah,
I'm
fuck
okay
'em.
with that.
Yeah. Just like as you're a Padres fan, I'll take you to the Red Sox boat. Take me to the Padres boat. I'm
Fuck
in.
yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
And it is worth mentioning that the Red Sox hired the first black woman to a professional contract in MLB history.
Pretty cash
Love to see
money.
that. Love to see that.
I would not have guessed that Boston would be the city for that to happen.
No. But at the same time, I think it's come a time in professional sports where you kind of overlook like you always should have overlooked race and gender, but
Yeah.
now that's not part of what makes you a good candidate for a
Yeah.
job.
Like, oh, you good at your job?
Like,
You're
oh, you
hired.
know how baseball works? Come on over. Like,
Exactly.
so
Which is
just
the
excited to see that. It's been too long.
yeah. I think that's how it should be for everything. But
Yeah,
you know.
for sure.
And the Mets. Got anything to say about the Mets?
Bro, the Mets are stacked.
I love
The
it.
the Mets, the Mets. Steve Cohen is throwing money at the problems. And now the Mets are going to be top 10 soon too.
Have the Mets
They
ever had a person in charge who was willing to throw money at problems?
oh, they've been like a
Good for
poverty
them.
friend. They're in a big market. They're in New York fucking City.
Yeah. That's the thing,
And
bro. It's like all the New York teams, it seems like one's a big market and the other's not. Because they have multiple teams in every sport, but like the Yankees, huge market. The Mets, like, doesn't really seem so.
but the Mets
The
can be a big market team.
Yeah,
If they
and
if
they're
they
working on it.
if they build a contending team, they're a huge market team.
And I love it because fuck the Yankees.
Fuck the Yankees.
That's all I have to say about that.
Red Sox fans and Mets fans, dude.
Pretty much.
We
Which is
love them.
weird because they're in the same city and one team we're like buddy buddy with because enemy of my enemy.
That's all I gotta say on that. But
Yeah.
so the Mets traded for Francisco Lindor and Carlos Carrasco. Carlos Carrasco's a really good pitcher on the Indians, and
Francisco
Francisco
Lindor is
Lindor is a
a fucking slugger.
superstar shortstop for the Indians. The Indians, man, you want poverty franchise,
Yeah. Yeah.
dude. They went. They were
The
one. They
Windians,
were
remember
one
that?
game away from winning a World Series in 2016. They took
That
the
was a
Cubs
crazy
to Game
series.
7 of the World Series. Extra innings in that World Series,
Yeah,
and now they're done.
pretty much. I guess
Now they're back
they
to
kind of
rebuilding,
sold out too, but
and I guess it's a small market for baseball. Like that's the
yeah,
thing. That's where you really see the markets become like a huge issue.
baseball.
Baseball. It's the biggest one. It's
Yeah.
the biggest competitive because you see your teams, your Boston's, your New York's, your Los Angeles,
Mhm.
always have the top 3 payrolls, always have the
Yeah.
biggest markets. And then Cleveland, like I don't think I'm going to Cleveland to see an Indians game, you know?
No. Exactly.
There's not a whole lot there.
But I think people are starting to realize like, "Oh, San Diego, kind of a nice city. Might go there. Oh, the Mets. They're also in New York."
Right.
Like, okay, I'm fine with that, you know?
Like
So,
there's a luxury tax, but like the Mets spending the luxury I mean the Yankees spending the luxury tax almost every single
yeah,
time.
because they can
And I think the
afford it.
Red Sox I think the Red Sox did for a while too.
if you own an MLB team, you can afford to pay $20 million in luxury
It's
tax.
okay. So the luxury tax is like I think it's like 10, 20, 40, 50% of your payroll is like on like your times where you hit it, where you go over
Hmm.
it. So it could get really fucking expensive. You could end up
Yeah,
having to pay like 100 mil because the
true.
luxury tax is like 216 million, I think. But I think something like the NFL, like like a hard salary cap, is perfect.
Yeah, I don't. Baseball, they'll probably eventually come around. But also, if we kept Mookie Betts, his jersey sales and performance would have paid for the luxury tax. But and I think that's the case for a lot of big markets. Um,
I think
they just get stingy.
our big the big downfall of the Red Sox with Mookie Betts was we offered him 10,300, which is 30 mil a year. I think he wanted 12,360 because it was two
The
more
same
years.
thing, just
It's 30
more
mil a year,
years.
just 2 more years, and we didn't want to sign him until he was 40. That was our
Yeah,
thing. That was the Red Sox thing. So, I don't agree with that. I would have been like, you can play until you're 55,
exactly. Yeah.
but I mean, you're going to be in your prime for the next 10 years, so come on down, play some baseball for
Let's win
us.
some baseball games.
But I mean, it's the same salary cap hit every year,
Yeah,
or
but
luxury tax hit. But I don't know.
yeah.
I'm done talking
Want
about
to
that.
move on to NBA? Quick,
Yeah,
hit the NBA, hit the NHL.
yeah. So the season is in full swing. I haven't caught too many basketball games. I was streaming last night, so I didn't catch the Celtics game, but it was a good one.
Was a good one.
Um,
Peyton Pritchard, game winner. Wasn't a buzzer beater, but he had the game winning layup.
Steal
Uh,
draft.
dude's a bucket, absolute stud, and I love that he wears number 11. I love that, and he's just electric to watch, and everybody loves him. You see the entire team every time he does something. He plays like a vet too. He's not afraid to take shots. He's not afraid to drive.
He hits those.
I don't know why I'm so excited about this like rookie point guard. I
He's
don't
good.
know.
He's good.
He's good. It's fun to
He's
watch too.
really good at the game. Um, the Jays are like the best players in the court.
Yep.
They're so good.
I
Like
mean, Jalen Brown is like in the MVP conversation right now. He's playing out of his goddamn mind. And Jason Tatum is like not shrinking back, but when Jalen Brown is the one who's dominating the ball as he has been the past few games, Jason Tatum's still able to drop like 28 and 5 and
yeah,
effortlessly. And it is awesome to watch. And Tristan Thompson doing his job, grabbing rebounds and playing uh, rim stuffing defense. And Jeff Teague, veteran presence, good good off the bench.
the Celtics are there, man. They're right there.
I think so. I think they just gotta stop going 3 minutes in the fourth quarter without scoring. That's bad. And their third quarters are so shitty.
I almost want to turn off the third quarter.
Yeah, basically I watched like the first
2 minutes.
quarter, the
Yeah.
second half of the second quarter, and then the second half of the fourth quarter. That's how you gotta watch Celtics games.
Yeah. Um. I, I heard a lot of analysts this offseason saying every team in the East got better except the Celtics. That's just not fucking true.
No, not at all.
We got Jeff Teague and Tristan Thompson, upgrade. Tristan Thompson, upgrade from Daniel Tice, upgrade from Ennis Cantor.
Yeah.
Jeff Teague,
Peyton
upgrade from Brad
Pritchard.
Wanamaker. Peyton Pritchard, W.
Yeah. He might be an upgrade from Jeff Teague.
True.
Like right now, I'd maybe not on the defensive side, but on the offensive side, I'd want the ball in his hands. And I honestly don't think, unless you were a Celtics fan, you realized how impactful having Tristan Thompson and Jeff Teague would be. Because we watched enough games to know that we needed
A big man?
veteran leadership off the bench and a big man that whose job wasn't like we didn't need a Jokic. Love the guy, awesome to watch, leading the league in assists per game right now.
Yeah,
But
we
we
don't.
needed like a Rudy Gobert. We needed a Tristan Thompson, and we got exactly what we needed. Just put the pieces together and win championship. I'm serious.
As long as Brad Stevens just wins in the playoffs, we're good. We're
Yeah,
there. When
yeah,
we just need to get Kemba to like 75%,
I agree with that. And we
and
need
we
to
win and we get it because our
and we
starting lineup
need
right now looks like this: Kemba, uh, Tatum, Brown, Smart, Thompson. That's elite.
that might be the best starting five in the league if
That's a
they're all healthy.
strong lineup.
Yeah,
Besides the Lakers, that's the best lineup in the league right now.
and we got the bench depth.
We have a really good bench. Our bench outscores like every other team by a
Yeah,
significant margin. They're really good.
yeah.
We
We just
just need
another
effort
thing
in the third quarter.
and an
That's the Celtics problem that we've had for years, since like the IT days.
yeah, and not the play calling when we're down by 1 point is terrible. Stop giving the ball to Jason Tatum so he can ISO and take a step back three to win the game. He did it once, but he's missed like multiple times before. The game has gone down to like a dribble, step back, huck it up like 10 from like 35 feet. Just like pound a pick and roll, pound the rock inside. Like I don't know, don't do that. Do anything but that.
Yeah, but they're there.
Yeah, the Celtics are doing well. And the Suns had the best. I know this doesn't really like matter to anything, but they had the best record in the league for like a little while,
And the Knicks
which
are
is
above 500.
kind of crazy.
Knicks are 5-3.
The Knicks are frauds. That's not gonna last, I don't think.
I don't think it's gonna last either. Real quick, kicking it to the NHL. They sold their naming rights to divisions, so now it's like the Discover West division or something like that. I mean, okay,
Sell out, but like
okay,
you do you. You can do that. They did that. They're gonna make some money, but like why?
okay. I
Pretty
mean, I
much.
guess it's something like naming all the balls and stuff. I guess it's kind of like that,
Yeah.
kind of.
The Hellman's. No, it wasn't Hellman's. The Mayonnaise Bowl.
The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl or whatever. The
That's cool.
PlayStation Bowl.
The
It makes
PlayStation
me it
Bowl.
makes me laugh that PlayStation advertises anything. They don't need fucking
Oh, they
advertising.
don't give a
They need
fuck.
more consoles.
They had a shoe with Paul George, like multiple editions of a shoe.
You know what they should do? They should take the money they're spending on advertising and spend on fucking parts to make PlayStations.
Components and production, baby.
We have our power rankings here, but do you want to go over that on Tuesday?
Yeah, sure. Do you
When the
want to say?
season
Okay, one
starts.
thing is I think the Bruins. I won't say where they are, but the Bruins are too low.
Bruins are too low, and we'll get to that on Tuesday.
You want to take the helm for gaming news?
Yeah. So just a couple little things today. Again, we're on Cyberpunk Watch. They've lost 78% of their player base in 1 month. That's bad.
Do you think a lot of people just like a lot of that percentage? I'd say at least 15% of those people like played through the entire base story and we're just like, okay.
I think that people are waiting until the game gets the patches in January and February to fix all the bugs and to fix like optimization,
Hmm.
and then they'll come on back.
And
Because
multiplayer is gonna be
well,
huge.
multiplayer is not coming for like a year. It's
Yeah,
gonna be coming at like the end of this year. So I don't know. We'll see. I hope it does well, but I don't know.
it's not looking great. They've lost so much money.
They'll come back though.
Yeah,
Well, the game itself made a profit on launch day.
really?
The entire like 8 years of development broke even and started
Wow,
profiting on launch day. Even
wow,
after giving refunds, it's still profiting.
that's crazy. Good for them.
Yeah. And in the so I'm gonna talk about one more game before I hit to just esports in general. I think Warzone's in a tough spot right now. They do a terrible job balancing the weapons.
Hmm.
The DMR is just stupid right now.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous. Have you watched like Warzone streamers at all?
it's
It's
so
ridiculous.
dumb.
It's just unfair,
Wait,
especially when
that's
you
the
get
like
like,
it's like the 2 or 3 round burst sniper, right?
oh
It
no,
like
it's just semi-auto. You just go like,
yeah. It's
it's
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Jinx.
Um, and their companion apps are just chalking the game. It's just
Ha-
making it so
Did you
stale.
call that? Like, has there been complaints and people going to Twitter about it? Yeah,
Nick Merckx is pissed.
not surprised.
No, as he should be. And I think
I think
Warzone is getting too ambitious for their own good.
they need
Like
to stay in their
they're
lane. They're
getting
killing
bold.
it. They were killing it.
And then
I
they were
think
like, let's just fuck around and put in like a sniper assault rifle.
yeah, it's so stupid. I think the worst part for content creators and streamers, well, just streamers, is the fact that you can see that before you even drop in that you're in their game. You can
That's the
just
worst
stream
part. I mean,
snipe the
that's the
shit
worst
out
part.
of them.
Yeah.
It's
Stream sniping's
terrible.
already too easy. And now it's
Yeah.
just like, yeah. Um, and then real quick, kicking it to Shanghai, out in the nation of China, is building a $900 million esports arena.
You know who
That's
was doing it?
sick. I do not know who's doing it, and it's not an American company.
Okay.
It might be funded by the country of China for all I know.
That would be
That'd
a
be
good move.
that'd
That'd be
be
a good move by China.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Um, you're seeing this more and more often. Like the owners of the Philly Fusion Overwatch League team, shout out Overwatch League.
You.
They built an expansion of the Wells Fargo Arena that's dedicated to their esports, and it's like
Cool.
state of the art, like it's legit. It's multi-million
That's
dollars
badass.
and stuff like that. You're just seeing it more often, and I cannot wait to see it happen. I know in like Seoul, South Korea, there's like insane esports complexes that are built specifically for esports.
Hmm.
I can't wait to see it more often. And Shanghai's aim at doing this is to become the esports capital of the world, which I'm down.
That would be sick.
It's a sick city.
Yeah, Shanghai. That would be
Singapore,
really
I think
cool.
Singapore would be even cooler. 'Cause that's a rich ass country.
Yeah, it is.
So
Brutal
that'd be
to get
cool.
there though.
Yeah, true. So that is it for this one. I believe we got no more topics. We're out. Make sure you guys follow the Twitter and TikTok at Caged Lions Pod for updates on when we're going live, scorching hot takes, and much more. If you guys are enjoying this podcast, feel free to drop a like, comment, or subscribe if you're having an especially good time and want to make our 2021. And Benny, any last words?
Watch some fucking football this week, man.
Yeah,
Let's
dude.
go.
You know what sucks? I didn't even think of this. I have work Saturday and Sunday night. 6 to 10.
Damn.
Sunday night, I'm only going to watch like the second half of the Browns game.
I'll live text you.
I'll have my earbud in the whole time, so Siri will be texting me.
Sweet. Oh no, dude, I'll call you
Ben
and then
Murray
put my
says,
phone on
the
speaker.
fucking Browns just scored 5 touchdowns in a minute. All right.
But yeah.
Let's watch some fucking football this weekend.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Everyone, that'll do it from us. We will catch you next Tuesday to preview the NHL and to recap the games. Everyone enjoy the football this Saturday. Make sure we all stay safe, and we will catch you on Tuesday.
Peace.